All right.
Are you recording, Colin?
Yeah, I've just started it recording now.
Okay.
No escape then.
I just want to say I've been in touch with Denise, phoned me,
All right.
sends everybody her regards, and hopes everybody's keeping well, and to say that Brian miraculously has got over this COVID, but he's better than he was before he went into the home. He's doing really well.
Good.
That's good.
Really well. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. That's
Yeah,
the news we wanted.
Brilliant news. Thanks, Pam.
Oh, it is good news.
And is she okay too? Because she wasn't very well either, was she?
No, she's fine. She's got her brother staying with her at the moment, and I think it's sort of for a while. And she's got help, and I think she's a lot better now. Company and somebody to help all the jobs that need doing. So yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
we
any
need
other
as much
news?
good news as we can get.
Sorry, Barry, I didn't catch
I
that.
say we need as much good news as we can get.
Yeah.
Everybody else all right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Coming along.
I'm still playing up, Dave.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to have to go and see the physio. They phoned me up a couple of times, but I'm going to have to go and see somebody. Still nowhere near right. Still a lot of pain.
What about washing up?
I have to do that.
Oh dear.
I try to get out of the housework as well, but no, I've still got to do the housework.
Hey, Dave, can you show us a video of this left-handed washing up business then? With right-handed plates.
Yeah, that's what we'll have to have.
Well, it's Dave's evening tonight.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. Yes.
You said that with enthusiasm, Dave. You did.
Well, I was watching Steve Arnold's film about when I think it was in a church, he filmed some children and they were walking about and he had this gimbal. And I thought to myself, that looks good. So I went on YouTube and whatever, had a look, and there's quite a few on there for sale secondhand. So anyway, I bid for one and bought one. The funny thing is, it was a chap in Dorchester. So he said he's going to send it off. So he sent it off. I phoned him a week later. I said, I still haven't received it. He said, well, I'll let you know. I'll get in touch with the company. He phoned me back the next day. He said, they've sent it back to me. He said, instead of sending it to you, they've returned it to me for some reason. So I went up to Dorchester and got it. So that was okay. Right. So what you want to know about it, don't you? Well, what I've done is a Fitech one, and I've got in touch. I've got a YouTube tutorial of how it all works. So I can put that on, and then I'll show you how I did it with a different camera, because it's made for what I call a mirrorless camera. And mine has got the screen that comes out the side, which throws all the balance out. So I've got over that. So I've got a Fitech film, and after that I've got a little film of me like using it and putting it together. Because you wouldn't see anything on the screen now, would you? If I had it in front of me, you wouldn't really see much. So I made a little film. It's not very good. Shall I put this Fitech one on first?
Okay.
The tutorial, I'll find it. Somewhere it is. The only thing is, there's no voiceover. It's Chinese.
going to do the voiceover then?
and
Dave?
the writing's on the bottom, so you have to get as big a screen as you can get.
Yeah. Just before you started, Dave, is it in Mandarin or Cantonese?
I think it's Mandarin.
That's good. So I've got a Mandarin here, which is very helpful.
You're on the ball, Barry.
What do you mean the orange?
Is that
Well,
a
I do have to be
gimbal?
ready for anything. Had to
Is
be
that a
ready for anything.
gimbal?
Not really. Hold on. Wait a minute. Now I've got to find where's the chat box gone? Because it's not there, is it?
Should be down the bottom, isn't it?
Yeah, there it is. Oh, I put full screen. Yeah, wrong one. Chat. Where is it then?
Mhm.
Oh, there it is. Hold on. There we go. Nothing. Face.
Yes, it's arrived through the chat box.
Marie is just entering, so
Oh, that's it. I've done it twice. Who's that, Marie? Who's got the music?
Pam, you're sharing your screen at the moment. you want to unmute yourself when you've finished? Right, Dave?
Yep. Everybody seen that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Pam's still muted. Barry's still muted at the moment. Max is still muted. Sorry, Marie. You just joined.
That's all right, no.
you just
When
joined.
it came on, it had Pam's screen up, and I was thinking, oh, have I come in at the wrong time?
Yeah,
So I don't know what. I don't know what you were looking at. That was all.
right. Yeah, it's
Oh,
it should be in the chat, but I don't. You would have got. Would you have got it just because it was posted just before you joined?
Yeah, because I don't have anything in the chat, and as it was all silent, I was like, oh, I don't know what's
Yeah,
going
all right.
on.
all right.
So if you want to send,
Right.
send the links again, Dave.
I
Because
can watch
Yeah,
it
they're still up
later. It's
there. They're
fine.
still up there, aren't they?
no, Marie hasn't got them because she joined just afterwards.
It should still be in a chat box, will they?
No, I don't
No,
think.
they're not in the chat box.
You sure not at the top?
No.
Right.
I mean, I can watch it later.
Yeah.
There we go.
They're in my chat box.
Yes, but you were already on, Barry. That's Max.
No.
Okay.
Marie
Yeah.
joined just afterwards.
Uh-huh.
Copy link. Stick it in there. Okay. How about that? Can you see that?
Yeah, I can see that now. Thank you.
I don't know if you
I
want
mean, I can watch it later, or I can watch it now. Or I can
to.
copy it and save it for later.
Okay.
Jim, you're still muted. Have you finished watching?
Yeah, what I've got the basic one.
Thank you, Colin.
Jim, you're still muted.
I haven't got all the other handles. I've only got the one handle.
Can I ask a question, Dave?
You certainly can, Barry.
I couldn't see how you could see the screen at the back when you're holding it down there. If we've got a sort of wing that comes out of the side of the camera, and you
Right.
could easily see that what you're filming, but I couldn't see how he could see where he was filming because they seemed to be obscured by the back of the gimbal.
Yes, I suppose you would be. Yeah. Yeah, I suppose you would be obscured quite a bit, wouldn't you? I
He
suppose
didn't seem
you.
to mention that at all. He didn't seem to mention where he was looking at the screen.
No.
But anyway, I've got the same camera as you, and we've got a wing that sticks out the side, so you would just turn that up, and you could see exactly what you're doing.
One thing is, before you balance it, you've got to put the wing out the side, the screen out the side, because as soon as you put the screen out the side, it unbalances it all.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, it would do, wouldn't it?
So I've had a bit of a game trying to get. Also, it's a different shape and different weight. The weight distribution is completely different. So I must have spent
Yes, that
a couple of days
that
messing
looked a
about.
very heavy camera he was using.
Pardon?
It seemed to be a very heavy camera he was using
Yes, yeah.
compared to ours.
Compared to ours, yeah.
Dave, does it matter which lens you've got on the camera?
No, because if you put a bigger, longer lens on, you just move the camera back a bit.
Right.
That's the idea of it, the adjustments. What I've done with mine, I've got mine all tightened up just for my camera.
Right.
It doesn't quite balance, but it balances good enough, I think.
Yeah.
Dave, the batteries that they showed fitting the two batteries, I didn't recognise the number of the battery. Are they standard AAs or not?
No, they're not. They're rechargeable. Supposedly lasts for 6 hours.
Right.
It takes 2 at a time, and you get 4.
Okay.
And you've got a charger there as well. You want to see my little film?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Mm.
Yes,
Right.
please.
Yes, please.
I've got to find it.
Yep, it's come up on the chat box.
It'll be on YouTube, won't it? I'll put it in YouTube.
Hello,
I've got
my
one
name's
in the
Jack
chat
Howard,
box.
and I'm going to show you how I use Fiverr to support my work as a person who creates things for a living. So if you want to take your business online, this
Oh,
What does your video sound like? Go to artlist.io and get the
what's that? Is that my lot going
Now
on?
again.
This is your
I seem to be getting a bit of a state here.
You're still looking.
I've got the same original film come up again.
Yeah, I haven't found it yet.
We've got plenty of time.
Oh,
Yeah.
just as well, isn't it? A fool like me.
How's everybody getting on with making films for the competitions?
I haven't started.
I haven't started.
No?
I've got bits and pieces, but I haven't done anything with it.
No.
I've got one.
Yeah, I've done one.
Good gracious.
Really?
Because I did it for last year, my one. We were going to have this same competition last year, so I've got it all ready.
I don't think I did one last year. I didn't know I didn't start one.
Yeah, we were just about to do it when we all, not
When the
not last
lockdown.
year.
Yeah.
Yeah, before the lockdown.
Mm.
Lockdown 1.
Well, I hope we're at the last of the lockdowns now. I hope it'll all go smoothly and
Yeah.
Hmm.
I booked my second jab for Saturday.
All right.
Yours- yeah, my
You must
my
be-
second jab's on Saturday.
Yeah. Mm.
Yeah.
Just getting round to the youngsters now.
Oh, I had mine 3 weeks ago.
Wow.
Apparently, Dorset apparently is way in France than any other county.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Right. Well, I know my son had his done 3 weeks ago, and he's not even 50 yet.
I'm nowhere near 50.
No, my son.
What
No.
is occurring here?
Yeah, that's what I was told when I went there. They were saying that the this county is way in the front.
I don't mind. I know mine's booked in. I'm happy. Saturday, I'll have had the second one. Mm.
Which one did you have the first time?
AstraZeneca.
Uh-huh.
Never had any choice, Bill. That was what they were. That our
That's
doctor
what they
surgery
had,
was
yeah.
using. Yeah.
Yeah,
My mum had the Pfizer one.
yeah.
Mm. I think a lot depends on where you have it done.
Yeah, but I had the AstraZeneca, so it's the same place, but it's a different. You have no choice anyway.
And it's funny, my brother-in-law, they had theirs done at St Leonard's because they live at Verwood, and he had the choice.
Well, you had the
Oh.
choice. I didn't have the choice. It said Leonard's. I didn't have the choice.
Mm.
Mm.
I didn't have the choice neither.
No. Now, I went to St Leonard's, but I had to have the Pfizer both times.
Yeah, my brother-in-law's had the Pfizer.
You looked as if you've had the Pfizer, Bill.
Do I?
Oh, there we go. Oh,
Have you found it, Dave?
oh, I found it now. I found it and I couldn't get back to the that should be it.
Oh,
It's
right.
come in.
Yeah.
Is that it? Which one is it? The one at the bottom?
At the bottom, yeah.
Right.
If I mute everybody and then put your thumbs up when you're finished. And I'm
Okay.
all right.
Okay.
Okay.
This is the case that it comes in.
if you keep watching when it finishes, there's some footage what I took with it. This is actually walking along. It's not all that good because I was just getting used to it. I haven't really got used to it yet. I haven't used it that much. I'm not even sure if I'm pushing the little button at the back once or twice or three times. So it's a bit of a learning curve, this.
Where's the case that comes in? Not
That's it. As I said, I've not really got used to it yet.
I could understand that one a bit better than the other one.
Pardon?
I could understand that one a bit better than the other one.
What, my one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, fumbling about with the batteries, trying to get it in.
No,
Very
Fantastic.
professional, that one you've just
It's a
taken.
fantastic piece of kit, though, isn't it?
It's a really good bit of kit.
Yeah, are they very expensive? Don't mind me asking.
They're about 230, 240 pounds, something like that.
Yep.
I bought that from eBay for £86. So I thought to myself, well, it's worth £86. If I don't like it, I'll put it back on there, couldn't I?
Yeah.
There's a couple on there at the moment about £120. But I mean, if anybody wants to borrow it, just let me know. You can borrow it. The only thing is, you probably have to keep my camera on it, put your card in it. Otherwise, you've got to order it or do all the settings to put your camera on it. But if anybody wants to borrow it for any reason, just feel free.
It was very, very steady, wasn't it?
It is steady. I mean, that wasn't walking. I wasn't doing a silly walk. I was just doing my normal staggering about walk.
What kind of cameras are they meant for? Are they like, I know you put a camcorder on it, but it looks like it's big enough for another type of camera.
Your type of camera, Marie, you've got mirrorless, haven't you?
Yeah, DSLR, mirrorless, yeah.
Yeah, that's what it's designed for.
Oh, it's for that? Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what it's designed for.
The original video that they posted actually got a DSLR on there, haven't it?
That's right, yeah.
I'll have a look at that one later. Yeah, I'll have a look at that one later.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
it looks good though.
It's ideal if you're going to perhaps, I mean, you film on top of a bus or film anywhere that's a bit shaky, or even walking about, filming people.
It looks quite heavy.
It's not all that heavy, no. If I've found walking about with it, because of the shape of it, if you sort of hold one of the arms, it's don't feel very heavy at all.
Yeah, Dave, when you go, can you hear?
Yeah.
Yeah, when you go on one of your fancy holidays and when you're on your elephant rides, it will look like a drone shot, won't it?
Well, exactly, yeah. In fact, if you was to put it on a stick,
yeah,
put it on the end of a stick up in the air,
yeah.
Because I haven't really delved into it too much, but as far as I can understand, if you press it twice, this little button, it locks onto whatever you're filming. So if you was to film or anything you like, and then you walk about, it follows whatever you've focused it on.
Hey, Dave, that sounds very interesting if you're filming air shows.
Well, yeah.
If it lock on a smooth shot of following an airplane, that'd be brilliant.
Well, it may even do that. I don't know.
Worth trying.
It's worth trying, yeah. There's lots of things you can do with it, but it's been too cold and horrible, and I couldn't be bothered to mess about with it after spending 2 days trying to get it balanced.
Yeah.
Practice makes perfect, Dave.
Because it depends where the screw is at the bottom of your camera. And we've got 2 cameras, and the other one won't balance at all because the screw in the bottom's too far at one end. Where those cameras like Marie's got, have got the screw right in the centre, which makes the balancing.
Oh, the quarter width, yeah, the quarter width screw.
You don't have to get it completely balanced, but if you don't, the motors work a bit harder.
Yeah.
Just every aspect gimbal of it got an electric motor in it.
Yeah.
As you're moving it, the electric motor's compensating all the time.
Is there any use in having a double plasticine in your pocket, a ball of plasticine, and you can just put a little bit on either side to balance it up, to trim it if you like? I'll tell you what, if you've got 2 size batteries and you take one battery out and put another one in, you wouldn't want to fiddle around rebalancing it, would you?
No,
but if you had a double plasticine to balance the battery, you could just pop it on the back and you'd be off shooting again, won't you?
Yeah, I've tried that. I've had nuts and bolts on bits of elastic, all sorts of things. I've even tried lifting the camera up higher by about 1 inch with screws in the bottom. Oh, I must have spent about, I don't know, on the whole about 4 days messing about trying to get the balance right. And how I've got it now is about the best I think you're going to get it with that type of camera. But it works quite well. In fact, if you hold it down and put it in the grass and wiggle it about, it looks like a snake going along, doesn't it? I thought that would be one of my films.
Yeah, it does sound brilliant. It does sound brilliant. Do you get any advice on how you can alter your camera settings while you got it mounted? You know, if you wanted to alter your aperture or alter your focus or anything, can you do that at all?
you can do that, but you've actually got to stop, haven't you?
Yeah, I mean, you might. I don't know if any cameras have a Bluetooth connection to altering things
Yes.
like that.
Yes,
Maybe they do.
you can get a Bluetooth connection for this and use it
Yeah.
on your camera, and your camera will work as a remote.
Yes.
You can put it somewhere and use your phone as a remote.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you look on YouTube, there's lots of people doing different stuff for gimbals and different things. People on skateboards going about, with one of these with a gimbal in front of them. They're getting a steady picture.
Yeah.
I suppose if you was to go and ride a horse, Max, that would be all right, wouldn't it?
Yeah. That'll make
Horse riding.
that make the batteries work hard.
Yeah.
It could be very good for doing those reveal shots. Say you're in a church doing a wedding, and you could be behind a pillar and gradually move your camera off to the left and reveal the bride and groom at the altar from behind all that sort of thing. Say you're taking sliders and things out.
Well, yeah, exactly, yeah. And as you walk towards anybody, it's still steady, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
And it'll pan and tilt with the motors on the back. If you hold still, you can pan it and tilt it. And so if you've got it locked onto a shot, for instance, and it's not quite right, you can just tilt it up or down till you get the shot right, get whatever you want in the center of the screen.
Yeah, that sounds good.
It stays there.
Yeah.
Presumably. Yeah. I'll have to.
If you'd have been walking along that pathway with it in your hand, it would have been wobbling about all over the place, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah, you wouldn't really see anything.
No, as it was very, very still, very professional looking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you notice, the sun's behind me at one point, and you can see my shadow, and my shadow's bobbling about like a frog in a sock. The camera's perfectly still.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
As I say, if anybody wants to borrow it, they can play with it.
Yeah, it does look very good. Brilliant.
Yeah, thank you very much.
The end result is brilliant.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, the stillness and brilliant.
But I don't think, well, for the likes of me, it wouldn't justify £230.
No, it's too much.
For the amount of use you're going to get out of it. But I don't know, I might. But I mean, for that sort of money, I think it's quite good.
Yeah, it's quite a big reduction, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think it was £80 plus £6 postage.
Yeah.
I had to pay them the £6 postage, although I had to go to Dorchester to pick it up. I couldn't be bothered asking for me £6 postage back, so I was just.
Oh, it's not a bad run over to Dorchester, though.
No, it was a day out, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's very interesting. Good demo, Dave. Yeah.
Yeah, well done, Dave.
Yeah,
Give us a lot of food for thought.
definitely. Yeah.
If you notice, when I did the
Very
demonstration, I had a white shirt on.
Mm.
You had a black shirt. But of course, you couldn't see the camera, could you?
No, that's a big one.
I had to change my shirt.
Like black screen instead of green screen.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. You didn't decide to whitewash your camera then instead?
No, I thought about that.
Very good. Yeah.
Anything else we want to know about it?
I suppose it's quite heavy. If you were going to go on a foreign holiday, it would be quite a weight to carry. But as we're all going to be having staycations in this country, that doesn't come into it.
No.
Well, I suppose if you was going on holiday, you wouldn't bother to take it in a case, would you? You just jam it in your, well, I don't know. Perhaps you would take it in a case.
Put it in your wife's case.
That's right, yeah. No, it's not that heavy, really. Well, I say, once you start getting your stuff in the case, it's surprising, isn't it? How much weight you'd take. But with all these things, you don't really want to clutter yourself up with a lot of equipment, do you?
No.
Unless you're going out on a proper shoot. If you're going out on holiday, you don't want to have loads of stuff around you, do you? Just
So if
want
you're going on holiday, you don't want to be spending your whole holiday taking films and getting your shots right, and you want to go and enjoy your holiday.
yeah. Well, I'll take my camera with me wherever I go on holiday, and that's why my shots are not right. I'll just take them, then get rid of most of it.
It's a record.
Mm.
I've got a walking stick with a thread on the end. I don't know if Barry had one, and it's got the same thread on it as a camera.
Yeah.
So I've got this walking stick, you screw it on the end, which is fine. But also with the gimbal, you can put the gimbal handle, screw that on the end, and you've got about good 6 foot above you. Or tall people, it'd be 7 foot, wouldn't it?
Mm. No, that's true. It'd be like a drone.
Yeah, so if you're going to take something, and as I say an air show, you can get above all the people, can't you?
Yeah.
On the end.
Yeah, you could.
That would be ideal. Yeah.
Mm.
Mm.
I did that at the Menin Gate. I went to the Menin Gate where they, I suppose you'll know about it, don't you? That's where the troops went in the Second World War.
Yeah.
Bill knows about it. Well, I thought I would go there, which I did. And the crowds were so big and so tall, I couldn't see anything. So this walking stick, I put my camera on the end, stuck it up in the air, set it running. I could also see what was going on and also film it. Otherwise, I just stood there looking at the back of somebody's shirt.
Mm. Mm.
That's where it come in handy. That.
Yeah. Mm. I can remember seeing, do you remember Barbara? Well, you know Barbara at the Wimbledon Club.
Yeah.
I forget what her husband's name is now, but
Gordon.
That's right. And he got two poles. They weren't telescopic, but they were two poles that one went inside the other. And when you put them together, it went up about 12 foot. And he put his gimbal on the top, and he had a little monitor. He had a cable coming down and a monitor at the bottom, so he could see what his picture was like. And him and Barbara went to devise his locks, where there's these 12 locks in a row. And he put this at this pole up, of course, with his 6 foot height and plus the pole as well. It was up quite a bit. And he showed this film. I forget which club it was now. And I said to him, I didn't know you had a drone. It was a lovely steady shot, and he was walking along by the canal there. And I said, that's a brilliant shot. How did you do that? And he said, I just got these two poles and 2 tubes and a gimbal. But once you go up too high, you certainly got to have a little monitor on the bottom as well, so you can see what you're doing.
Yeah, unless you've got good eyesight.
Put your special glasses on.
Yeah.
Dear. No, it's good. It's good.
Yeah, that gimbal also rotates 180 degrees. So you can take a selfie if you want to. So you can hold it out, press the button.
Yeah, now, if you're doing that and you rotated your little screen on the side of the camera, if you just rotated that round so that you could see yourself, it wouldn't upset the balance, would it?
No.
Because you're only rotating it on its own axis.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you could do selfies with no problem.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah.
So if anybody wants to play with it.
Yeah, you could do group selfies. Give the bride and groom the camera and they take their own pictures.
You could even hold it down on the floor and take the film up your trousers leg, couldn't you?
That's if you're lucky enough to be able to get a wedding to film at the moment.
Oh, I know. Yeah, few and far between, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
I've had one of them. No, I had two of them. Weddings.
Yeah.
Yeah, had a couple.
What
Was that
fam-
recent? Was that recently, Dave, or in the past?
No, in the past.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
Mum wouldn't let me marry anybody else.
I can remember being the videographer at one wedding, and I thought, well, I'll keep out the way of this the stills camera, because I mean they pay a lot of money for those anyway. It wasn't, you know, when I do it, I just say it's all a bit of fun, you know. Anyway, him and his wife, the wife looked after all the clothing and the dressing and the posing and setting up and everything, and he took all the stills pictures. But he made his way straight across to me, and he says, well, I hope we can get on all right together. He says, you can take everything that moves and I'll take everything that's standing still, and we'll be all right.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, and it worked.
Mm.
You know, I just kept out of his way, just kept behind. I had my long shots, and it worked all right. Yeah.
Our daughter got married a few years ago, and they got a little boy. I think he was about 2 at the time, being a page boy. So anyway, they all went up to wherever they go in the church and kneeled down on these little stools and said all their words and everything. So he was standing there. So when they went to sign the register in the room, he walked forward, picked up the stools and followed them in there. Walking around with his stools. Oh,
He probably found that very handy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, weddings are hard work. That's
Oh,
for
I know
sure.
they are, Pam. Yeah.
Yeah, done enough weddings. I'm glad when we finished.
Yeah. It's quite a responsibility as well, really, if they're
Yeah.
relying on you.
Mm. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just.
Bless you, Barry.
Thank you.
COVID
Good to be
alert.
blessed.
Oh, God.
Is there anything else you want to cover, Dave?
Sorry, Colin?
Is there anything else you want to cover, or?
No, I just a couple of things I put on YouTube that I thought were funny. I don't know if I can find them. If I can find them, we'll. Now, where would they be? Where would they be? Switch account. Oh, it's hard work all this, isn't it?
Mm.
If he could, if he was doing, would it? Your channel. Oh yeah, I don't know if anybody. This is quite funny. It's an Esther Ransom thing. I don't know if anybody's seen it. Copy link. With any luck, start the message here. Paste. Oh yeah. See if see what you think of that. I'll put it in a chat box.
Right. So if I mute everybody again,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and I say put your thumbs up or unmute yourself when you're finished, all right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm clicking like mad this end. Is anybody got anything?
No, but I've clicked on it and you've got some kind of download thing on it.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I can't.
Yeah, I've got the same thing.
Nothing's happening. No.
Download something, but then it's white when
Yeah,
it.
some kind of download.
Hmm.
Perhaps it's not working.
Yeah, I've got just a download.
Oh, don't worry. It's it was an Esther Ransom thing about who else I can find.
I like what you sent me, Barry.
The text.
With the eagle.
I could tell the difference.
Barry's still muted at the moment. I like what you sent me, Barry, with the eagle.
Yeah, wasn't it amazing?
Mm.
Amazing how it hang on all the time,
Mm.
all the way down that hill. Incredible.
I think the lady in the shower was quite amazing. What you sent me, Barry.
Oh, you didn't do that.
That was
Well, there you
brilliant.
are.
That was,
I found that. I've got the link.
All right. That's the one you just sent in now, is it?
Yeah.
So I mute everybody again then?
All of them.
Yeah.
Difference. Until luckily we ran into an expert, so of course.
Yeah. That quite amused me.
Yeah. Mm.
Yeah.
that's,
Good.
that's really good.
Yeah, that was good. And on that happy note, I'm going to leave you all.
Okay, Pam.
Okay, Pam.
See you again.
Yeah, see you again. It's been a lovely evening. And thanks, Dave.
That's all right, my love.
And we'll all speak again soon. Bye for
Yeah.
now.
See ya.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Yeah. Bye.
Right, leave meeting. Here we
Mm.
Oh, follow that.
Jim's not finished yet, I don't think.
Oh no, hang on. Oh, that's probably me.
Another one, is it? Oh.
There's always another one.
I've got another little thing if you want to watch it.
All right.
We was looking after our grandson a little while ago, and he's been watching Harry Potter. So we got some wands, and we had a wizard fight. Anyway, with any luck, I'll put it on.
Was that whiskey, Jim?
It was brandy.
Proper bells.
Yeah. Lovely. Cheers.
Right.
Yes.
Looks more like gin, Barry.
Straight from Bournemouth Waterworks.
All right.
It tastes like it.
Right, I've put this one in. It's only a little short one. It might amuse you. I was just playing about.
All right. I'll mute everybody again then. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
I had seen that one before, Dave, but
You've seen it before?
still well done. I think they're still watching at the moment. Barry's just finished. Jim's finished. And Max.
Bill's drinking.
Yeah.
I'm ready now too.
Bill's still muted at the moment.
Unmute, Bill.
Yeah. Everybody's
There
back.
we go.
Well done.
Well done.
That's
What a
not a nice
technician.
little film, Dave. Nice little film.
Yeah, a little bit of messing about that was, wasn't it? You
Yeah.
know, playing about with it.
How did you superimpose those little coloured lights then at the end of the wand, Dave?
Well, there's a program that's actually on Pinnacle. I forget what it's called, Lightbox or something, not Lightbox. Something like that. And it's got light, you know, those little lights that go across the screen. You can put them where you want to put them.
Oh, right.
And you
Yeah.
just put them at the end of the wand and
Yeah.
mess about with them like that.
That sounds all right.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it's called now.
Yeah, not to worry.
It's one of those things you find by accident, isn't it?
Yes, yeah.
You think, oh,
You come across,
yeah,
you come across it and think, what am I going to do with that? Yeah.
How did you get on with the Pinnacle 24? Did you ever look at it?
No, I've had a few problems one way or another. One of our friends had, she's quite elderly, and she fell in the garden and broke the top of her leg and damaged her hip. So she'd been in hospital, and they wanted to send her home, and she didn't feel ready for it. So she booked herself into a nursing home. And then they said, oh, there's a care package available when you do want to go home. So by the time she said when she wanted to go, they got her home, relatives took her home, but then they said the care package couldn't be put in place for about another 4 days.
Oh,
so she was at home and immobile, couldn't do anything. Then there's nobody could come and help. So that was a bit of chasing around. Yeah. You don't realise you can walk into, sleepwalk into these things, and you end up with, and you think, well, have I got any friends that will do all these things for me? Or how friendly are the neighbours? And and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
So, you know, everybody was rallying round really and taking it in turns to do different things, but it was all like on standby as to, you know, what was going to go on.
And the thing is, what is she going to do now? She's got to care down.
Well, when it come down to it, eventually the care person come round to reorganise it, rebook it, because they just cancelled it. You know, they just said, "Oh, we didn't think you wanted it, so we just cancelled it." So it had to be all put in place again. So they got to get permissions for the cost and everything.
Oh.
And then the lady came round and said what they could do and what they couldn't do, and they couldn't do very much. And all the things that she needed to be done, they said they're not allowed to do with health and safety. So in the end, she didn't get any help.
Yeah, because they're sort of not allowed to sort of lift, are they? Or
No, can't do anything, you know. So that was a bit of a waste of time, really. So, you know, fortunately, she's quite a determined person, and she's getting better faster than anybody had hoped. So, you know, she'll soon be independent again, I think. Might be a bit painful here and there, but she'll be independent enough.
Yeah.
But it throws your timetable out. You know, you plan all these things to do, and then find that you can't do them. But
good to you for stepping in.
Well, it's you know, we just all do our little bit, you know. And she one day, about the second day she got back, she said it was more like Paddington Station in there. There was people coming and going every few minutes. She was glad to have a rest when they all went. Oh dear. But she's one of those people that helps everybody else all the time. You know, she can't stop it. She just helps everybody. And then when something happens, you think, oh, is there likely to be any help for me? You don't ask for it, but you just hope that there's a bit when you really, really need it, you know. Yeah. But it makes us all think, you know, she was in the garden and she just turned around to lift a bit of a little boulder to move it from one place to another, and there she was on the ground in agony.
Easily done.
Yeah, easily done, and shouting for help, and none of the neighbours could hear her. So she had to crawl herself all across the garden and up the steps and into the kitchen to try and find her phone. And when she got in the kitchen, she realised she left her mobile phone on the tabletop. So she had to sort of wake herself up with all this damaged leg and grab hold of the phone from up there. And you think, why, you know, if I was doing anything a bit like that, you make sure you got the phone in your pocket. you don't leave yourself.
Yeah,
when you think it was only about 15 or 20 foot away, but it could be a life-changing distance.
Oh yeah.
So easy done.
But then who goes in the garden with a phone in their pocket?
Oh, I know, but
you know,
you have to train yourself. When you get to a certain age, you think, well, you know, because it means that lots of things that she used to do, she might not be able to do anymore now.
Yeah. And
because she was always in the garden pruning this and doing that, and she's got to pay for gardeners to come in now, and you know, it's changed everything. So it makes you think for your own life. You know, you think, ooh, I don't want to get myself into a position where it could be quite difficult or so dangerous. It could happen so quick.
Well, it's like me New Year's Day, wasn't it? Tripped up in the forest, dislocated my shoulder. It's still a lot painful, and I can't lift it a lot higher than that. So I can't get anything out of the cupboard. I'm forced to do the washing up and a lot of things, but.
Did you have a fall then, Dave?
Yeah, I fell on my shoulder and dislocated it.
Oh.
And it I've heard of people having dislocated shoulders before, and never really thought much about it, but it just tears everything, all your muscles, your tendons, and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a hell of a do. So if anybody says you have dislocated their shoulder, they're in trouble.
Yeah.
But there you are. That's life, isn't it?
Yeah.
But and I didn't have the phone in my pocket. some people were there,
Yeah.
and
With you, presumably, Matt, Dave.
pardon?
Just people with you at the time.
only the wife. She couldn't lift me up, and there's some people were passing in the car. They come out, lifted me up. I got to the car and drove home, and phoned up for a taxi, ambulance. They said could be 3 hours.
Get out.
My son came around and took me to Poole Hospital. They were brilliant in there.
Yeah.
Give me all that gas and air stuff and morphine and whatever. And I suppose I was only in there. It's a bit hard to tell, really, isn't it? I suppose probably about an hour and a half.
Yes.
In that time, I had 2 X-rays. And they put it in place, and I was out. I thought it was excellent.
That's amazing, isn't it?
Could you drive afterwards, Dave?
Yeah, I could, because being I've got automatic, I just got my wife to put it in the drive, and I was right-handed. I could, steer it all right. And I just,
And you could stop. You could stop all right, could you?
Yeah, my feet were all right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could stop and go. That's pretty. That's all you need, really, isn't it?
You didn't bother too much about the morphine bit, though. You probably forgot you had that.
Oh yeah. I didn't tell you, did I? I think I've mentioned it, that they put me on this gas and air, and they said this is what women have when they have babies. I said, all right, yeah. So anyway, they put me on this gas and air, and they did me an X-ray. And I came back.
Did you have a baby?
Well, I said to the nurse, I said, can you have a look, see if I've had twins? She ran around laughing. I just to see the funny side of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Babies, yeah.
Yeah. Just going back to video a bit, I was trying to explain to my wife about this gimbal, Dave. And I said, I can remember back when I joined the club, there was quite a few members had these great big cameras, these like BBC type cameras that mounted on your shoulder. And they called them iron parrots at the time.
Oh, right.
Iron parrots. Yeah, and it was the ambition of most of the club members to get a really big camera, quite cheap second hand, but you did get a good quality, but there's no way you could go on holiday with it or anything like that. It was all for set piece, filming little plays and things in the club room. And I thought, well, how different it's got from a big camera like that, which everybody wanted. And now we've got these little cameras we put in our pockets, and the picture quality is so much better. Yeah. Really.
Well, I had a Panasonic camera that took a full-size VHS tape.
Yeah.
That was quite big. You've probably seen them, haven't you? They must be about that long, I suppose.
Wow.
Nice to take that on holiday with me. And one of the kids who was only about 6 used to walk around with it on her shoulder.
Did you have room for the wife as well?
Yeah, just about.
She had to carry all the cases and you carried the camera through.
Yeah. I used to have to carry the can. Is that what they say?
Yeah.
Where did that come from? Carry the can. That's probably something to do with filming.
Probably. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there's been some big changes in our equipment going through in, about 20, 25 years, really. There's a huge difference in equipment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, do you remember the big 16mm cameras people used to use with Cine?
Yeah.
Super 8. No, Super 8 I had. I didn't have a 16mm, Super 8. Isn't it? Super 8 thing with the reels.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think the Queen used to use a 16mm camera.
Yes. Yeah. Can you remember the time, Bill, when it was all cine film at the Wimborne Club?
No, I was in the Bournemouth and New Forest Cine Club then.
Oh, right.
Back in the day. Colin was in that, weren't you, Colin?
Yeah, was, yeah.
Yeah. And there were people on 8mm, there were people on 16mm and people on Super 8.
Mm-hmm.
the film was so expensive. You had to keep your film
Yeah.
short because, I think 4 minutes was about the equivalent of £15.
That's right. Yeah, it was expensive.
Mm, mm.
It did talk. Did kind of talk. Did teach you to be conservative with film,
Yeah.
with shooting.
Well, I've got some that I've actually put on the disc. It's complete rubbish.
Yeah.
Rubbish. It's all waving about. There's no stability in anything. And
No.
so, how are you getting on, Barry? Because you've got a lot of them, haven't you?
Well, yes, I have, but I'm I'm still waiting for our expert from Burwood to come and fit something to make the firewire work.
Oh, not still.
Yeah. He
Oh,
said to me about a month ago, "Oh, I'll be round in a couple of days and fit it in," he said. So I got on to him this week, which is about 3 weeks later. Oh, it hasn't arrived yet. Excuse me. So I'm still waiting.
oh.
It wasn't. Hey Barry, it wasn't on that ship that waited through that went wrong in the Suez Canal, was it?
Yeah, it was. I
Funny you
saw
should
it.
say that. Funny you should say that. But it wasn't.
So
Have you any thoughts, Colin, when we might get back into meeting up in the flesh?
Well, it looks like it'd be, isn't it July, isn't it? Or the restrictions allow? Is it
Right.
July? I think so.
I don't know.
I think Pam was going to inquire about Pelhams, wasn't she? Because she's got a relation who works there.
Ah,
Because we don't know what the state of Pelhams will be when we,
no.
when we want to go back again.
Mm.
I don't think there'll be anything till July at least, anyway, June or July.
Yeah.
I thought they were worried about Pelhams before we had the lockdown.
Yes,
They
yeah.
were talking about, they wondered if it was going to be able to continue.
Mm, mm.
But we'll find somewhere.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
I know Pam has got some relation who's something to do with Pelhams, and she was going to try and make inquiries. But I think perhaps it's still a bit early yet to really ask. I think at the moment. But
Yeah, I don't think the government are making any firm statements because they just want to see how things are going.
yeah,
Yeah, take it steady.
Yeah, yeah. Mm.
We might have to meet round the pub.
yeah, in the garden.
Woolly jumpers and blankets.
We'll have to set up an outdoor cinema.
That'd be quite something.
We could do
That's a
that.
good idea.
Hey, you might get a good crowd of regulars coming to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully we'll get back to some type of normality soon. But I think we've got to carry on at the moment as we are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got to be patient.
Just out of interest, Colin knows, I've just renewed our domain name for the internet, so Dave can still use our club internet connection
Good.
for
Right.
for another 12 months.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, so it'll run from this one expires about May the 18th, and we're renewing it to May the 18th next year. But then we'll see how the finances are running, because as it runs down, as the funds run down a bit, we're about £390 in round figures at the moment. But if we start getting back to Pelhams and we're paying nearly £30 a night, we could soon eat through that lot.
Yes, you will.
Even meeting once a fortnight, we'll soon eat through.
Yeah.
So we might have to have a little think as to how we're going to finance the room, or whether we should find. See, the trouble is, if you try and find a cheaper one, you haven't really got the screen or whatever. But there's only a few members, so at the moment we could say a big television screen would be enough. We don't need a huge wall screen necessarily. Whereas going back a few years, when we had about 40 members, you had to have a wall screen and a projector. We are at the stage where if we've got the right facilities, big television's good enough.
Mm.
We could all just sit in somebody's front room if there's only half a dozen of us.
Well, yeah.
Barry, didn't you have a friend who had a big house somewhere?
I did have, but he's moved, unfortunately. He
Oh.
downsized. Very thoughtless.
Inconsiderate, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, what about that other house you go to sometimes? One in the country. Oh, Lacey, Kingston Lacey.
Kingston Lacey.
They got some big rooms in there.
They haven't got any facilities for letting out.
What about the library? That looks pretty big. Wouldn't they mind that?
There might be a hut where they keep the second-hand books we could squeeze into.
Yeah, so some of you will be aware that Wimborne have been having a meeting on the future of their club and which way it should be running from now on. I unfortunately, because all the hoo-ha last week, I couldn't join the Friday meeting, so I'm not aware of any things that were discussed there or any conclusions they made.
It went on a long time, Max.
Did it?
They ran out of time in the end.
Really?
And there wasn't time to show any films afterwards because of all the discussion about the club and where it was going and what sort of films we wanted to make. And, you know, it got quite involved, really.
They didn't come to any decisions, did they?
No.
No,
I mean, I think somebody recorded it all, so it's available to see. You know, it went on past 10 o'clock.
Right.
And as Dave says, there wasn't really much decided, except we would have to have an AGM soon and elect new officers. But there weren't many people willing to stand really or be chairman or secretary.
That is the same problem for a lot of clubs, not just video clubs, but any clubs at the moment. And it does cause a lot of them to fold a bit because you can't get the people on the committee.
No, there was a lot of discussion about whether the Wimborne Club was welcoming to new members. And it was decided in the end that we weren't very welcoming to new members. You know, that a lot of people, if there was a criticism of films that they'd made and it was too harsh, first of all, that people wouldn't come back again. You know, and there were people that were put off coming back again. So, you know, have to see what happens.
they were talking about a meet and greet person.
Yeah, that's right.
Which I think is a good idea.
Yeah, they need someone friendly like you, Dave. Are you volunteering?
Not really. Are you still going to do the tea and raffle, Bill?
I said I would if I would. Yeah, I mean,
can we have some more people on the list?
I don't mind doing that. The other thing that was discussed is whether we could have a change of maybe meeting in the afternoons, so we didn't have to come out in the winter in the dark. You know, that took up a lot of time, whether we could do that. I mean, because we've got the club meeting room, we don't need to book it. But people didn't really want to pay the parking fees there. Was one problem.
Well, it does cost 60p for 2 hours, isn't it, car park?
I know, but
you can write a check.
There was a lot of discussion about that, but in the end, perhaps they decided it wasn't necessary to meet every week. We could meet every fortnight, like we do in Bournemouth, you know, and we could avoid like meeting in the dark days of winter, so that we weren't all going home in the dark. I mean, I find it difficult to drive at night now because of my eyesight. So
I think we all do.
yeah, I mean, there's such bright lights that people have.
Yeah.
So I would be quite keen to meet, you know, either at different times or meet in the afternoons. But you know, we'll have to have an AGM to discuss it all.
The big objection to that was if we got new members that were younger, they couldn't come in the afternoon because they'd probably be working.
No, but the thought anyway was to have two separate clubs.
Yeah, two separate branches. Yeah.
We wouldn't have the younger people mixing with us.
No.
we could have, you know, we could have an older club and a younger club, which would perhaps work.
Would work, I would think, yeah.
Because we've had younger people come along and they take one look at us all and they think, God, we don't want to get caught out with that lot. They're all OAPs.
Yeah, they're not ready for white hair yet.
The old group could meet in the cemetery.
No, so there's a lot to think about, really. I mean, how many of you would go to the Wimborne Club?
I'd go.
Yeah, I mean,
You'd be joined, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I would.
Think
Yeah.
about it. Yeah.
But Pam wouldn't be able to make it, and I don't think it's a long way for Jim to go. Might be a bit easier in the daytime, but even then, you know, it's still a long way.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know how many
during the day, but I can't night drive very well these days.
No.
Same as Bill. So, you know, I mean, I struggle going to Bournemouth, especially through the forest on a dark and stormy night. I mean, it's not pleasant.
Yeah, although I live in my postal address is Wimborne, I don't like going back on that Holt Road at night. You know, back to Three-Legged Cross. I mean, I don't mind coming to Bournemouth because so much of it is under street lights. You know? And it's easier to drive under street lights, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
We're glad to have you.
What do you want, Barry?
I want one of your goose eggs.
You want what? What goes in?
No, I think we're a friendly club. I can't imagine people would say we don't want to join them.
I think we should try and find another venue. I've had a look around different places, but they're more expensive than the Pelhams.
Yeah.
I mean, we got to remember that the proper price is £50 an evening, and we get preferential rates because we've booked it for so long and for so many nights through the year, and we're quite regular attenders, so we do get that big discount. But yeah, I mean, if they said that it got to go back up to £50 an evening, we wouldn't get many evenings left with the funds.
We don't seem to have much saving going to a smaller room, do we?
No, we don't. No, I mean, we did discuss going into smaller rooms, and you're only going to save about £5. You're not going to save half price on that. So, but if we just keep our eyes and ears open, you never know, something might crop up.
The only other way, we could have put the membership fees up. About
Well,
£100 each. That'd sort of do it, wouldn't it?
A week.
The exclusive Bournemouth Video Club.
Yeah.
Yeah. 5 stars.
Well, it's, you know, whether we can either do it by putting a membership fee up or by putting a room fee in and just paying so much each evening we attend, just to sort of try and we don't have to completely cover the cost of the room, because we could let the funds dwindle very slowly, but we don't want them to dwindle fast. So, I mean, if we could cover 20 quid an evening with the evening subscription, you know, the club could support the £7. In fact, it'd be cheaper than the Zoom meetings, wouldn't it? We call it at £7. Yeah, something like that. Anyway, but if we keep our eyes and ears open, you never know, something might crop up.
Mind buying in a £5 a night, you know, I mean, it's worth it.
Yeah.
Well, it is, you know, for all sorts of reasons, and you know, overcoming technical problems and getting help and advice, and the fears of having a little competition and seeing how well you're doing compared with other people. It's worth the money. Yeah, and I think we're at the stage where basically we're all active members. Whereas when we had a lot of members, half of them only went for somewhere to go of an evening and just sit and watch somebody else's films. But we're all prepared to have a go ourselves now. So we've got down to a keener membership, really, I think.
It's a pity we're in a situation with this COVID, isn't it? That, I mean, there's lots of pubs that have got rooms upstairs, isn't there?
Yeah, but aren't they going to be wanting us to drink there as well, aren't they?
Well, I'm not adverse to having a drink there. Or two.
Yeah.
Or perhaps we just go to a pub and not worry about the film.
I'm not against it. I'm not against meeting in a pub, but a lot of them probably would want to feel that we would make use of their premises as well.
Well, it depends how much they wanted, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
What about the club that you go to in Kinton, Dave?
Well, they're not open at the moment, so when they are open, I'll have a little word.
Yeah, might be worth it. They've got room.
They've got rooms, yeah. I think now I did approach them, and they said providing they were all members, they could use the facilities. But they've got a games room at the back, which I hardly ever used. The only thing is, you can't restrict it to only us. It has to be open to everybody. But I will approach them again if they open it, when they open up.
Which club is this then, Dave?
The Kingston Conservative Club.
Oh, yeah.
That's not far, is it?
No.
Very nice.
There's also the Talbot Rise Club that I belong to, or did, before they shut down. I know they've got a back room. Yeah, well, when we can all go out and meet, I'll approach them, see what we can do.
Yeah.
That back room and the back room's quite big, isn't it? It's got a skitter alley, isn't it?
That's right. Yeah, dartboard, skittle alley, snooker table. Yeah. They've got a telly in there. It's not used in the evenings hardly at all.
No.
Have quite a few funerals in there.
Have they?
Because if you go there after a funeral, they've always got, you know, sandwiches left you can have. They pass around the club.
Yeah.
I did a little project last few days based on what you told us, Max, a couple of years ago now. of how to animate your photographs.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I'm going to show it behind me. If I can. Let's change it a minute, because it's more or less just for really backgrounds to zoom more. How to animate your photographs. But find it now. I know where it is. Bear with me a minute. I'll get down to it. That's it. I'll just set it going in a minute. It's not really it was more of a test than anything. But, this was in Premiere. Yeah, here it is. Let's start it going. If you can see that now. Because you told us how to animate your photographs.
Right.
Move your photographs.
Right. Yeah.
So I thought I'd have a go at that.
Yeah.
Next thing I've got to learn is in Premiere how to move a, because you also in the same meeting you also showed us how to move a line on a map.
That's right. Yeah, moving map line.
Yeah, I haven't done that yet.
That's the next thing I've got to learn. I've got to teach myself next.
Right.
Oh, I'd love to do that.
Funny you were talking about animated stills. As you know, I've got this. This thing here. So you can use slide pictures you can put on there. Well, I mentioned it to my sister up in London. So she said, "Oh, I've got some. I'll send them down." So I've just made her a film. I don't know if you want to have a quick look at that.
Yeah, can do. Yeah.
I'll try and find it. I'll try and find it this evening sometime.
Just while Dave's doing that, I don't know if you noticed that sometimes in the recent past, when they're showing some of the stills on the TV, I don't know if it's BBC that do it, they animate them in a different way. There might be, say, a picture of a ship on the sea in the distance, and they show it with some smoke coming out the chimney wafting about.
Right.
Which is very clever, and you actually start thinking it's video. And you know, other little tricks that they make things move on the picture, on the photo. So I don't know whether there's anything in the latest Pinnacle that might allow you to do that. I was thinking of that when Dave showed that little light. You know, if you can point a spot of light somewhere, maybe you can pinpoint a little bit of smoke coming out from somewhere, and all that sort of lights coming on in windows and things.
Yeah, probably could. There's so much you can do once you can find it.
So you've given us a link to another YouTube.
I'll give you the link to it. These are my sister's slides.
Do I mute everybody again?
Pardon?
Do I mute everybody again?
Yeah.
So we're very pleased with that, Dave.
Yeah, I thought they would. What's that, Max? Music to my video.
It's really good, that. Is that Pinnacle with the album on the end? Because one of the Pinnacle 15s, you could animate out of an album and back out again.
Yeah, it's montage, they call that.
It was montage.
Yeah, the pictures, yeah.
Yeah.
They, yeah, it means nothing to us, does it? I mean, they just, and I didn't even do anything with them. I just stuck them in there, and a lot of them are out of focus and whatever, but I thought I'd make it a little bit.
There was a scratch.
Very good finding a tune about Sarah.
There was a scratch.
Very clever finding a tune with Sarah in it.
Funnily enough, that was on the radio a couple of weeks ago, because I wouldn't have thought of it otherwise. It just came to me.
Yeah, did it perfectly.
Yeah, it's just like he didn't have a little boy called Bob in it or something, because it wouldn't have worked, would it?
Of the builder.
Well, there you go.
Very good. Yeah, very interesting, Dave.
Well, all these things are sort of in there somewhere, aren't they? In these programs, it's just a matter of digging them out and finding them. I think.
Very clever. All those multiple pictures all coming up in a group, one after the other. That was very clever.
Yeah, that was good.
But
Yeah,
that's easy. You just go into. You got them on your one montage. You go into Barry, and all you do is just drop the pictures in where you want them. So it's a quick and easy.
Is it really? Well, I must try.
I was just playing about. I thought, well, I'm going to do something with them. I'll do something with them rather than just have pictures, slides.
Yeah.
I could have done a lot more, but then it would get too silly, wouldn't it? You wouldn't know what you're looking at after time. Slide everywhere, wouldn't it?
That's a good length. 5 minutes.
Well, folks, sorry, I must leave you shortly. But thanks very much for a nice evening, Dave. A lot of food for thought there.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll call you Dave Gimble now.
Dave Gimble.
Amongst other things.
My name's Davey Gimble.
You got it, Barry.
Gimble Dave.
Okay, chaps, and Marie, see you later.
See you later.
See you later, Max.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, cheers. Bye. Right. Well, I think that's enough for me as well.
All right.
Yeah,
You enjoyed it all tonight?
I've enjoyed it. Yeah, very good indeed. Very interesting.
Oh, interesting evening, I suppose.
Always fun things to talk about.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, certainly.
Yeah.
Right. Well, this music video, the specification I have, it's not to be more than 6 minutes long, and it's got to be at least 2 set bits of music. Is there any other little bits I don't know about?
I think that's more or less it. It's going to be judged on the music rather than the actual film itself, or the actual picture quality. But it's got to be at least 2 different tracks of music mixed together. Obviously, the idea is to mix together. And
be mixed together.
Obviously, blended together. Say that.
Right. Yeah.
And yeah, maximum 6 minutes.
Oh, okay. So I've done one, you see, and I don't want to try and upload it to YouTube if there's a few other little mystery bits I don't know about.
Okay.
So that's okay.
Have you managed to get them onto YouTube, Jim? Have you got them onto YouTube?
Not yet, no.
Oh, right.
I've got it all made, but I didn't want to upload it to video, to YouTube, and then find out there's something else I'd missed. But that's
I think
okay.
you'll be all right, Jim. I think you'll be all right.
Yeah, it's fine.
I think you'll be all right.
Yeah, right. That's okay.
We've still got another meeting before then. Next one is Max's evening,
All right.
a fortnight's time, obviously. But
Oh, yeah.
there's still, I think I've tried to give you advance notice of the competition so that people had a chance to prepare things ready.
Yeah, I've got one. I think.
Good.
I think I've done it tonight, didn't I?
Yeah.
Is that using the new gizmo?
That's the new video.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I'm gonna go actually. I'm feeling asleep. I keep yawning and keep falling asleep here.
It's all this work.
I had a good evening though.
Good.
Good, good.
Very
Me too.
interesting. With might even go out and get a gimbal.
You can always borrow mine if you want to try one out.
Oh yeah, maybe I might have a go actually.
Bye for now.
See you, Barry.
Bye
Bye.
Cheers.
everyone.
Bye.
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 All right.
All right. Bye, all.
Dave's going as
Bye.
well.
I shall go as well. Good night.
See you, Dave. Thanks for everything.
That's all right.
See you,
Yeah,
Dave.
well done, Dave.
I'll be leaving as well. I've got an early start in the morning.
All right. What's the early start tomorrow? Tomorrow then, Jim.
Week shopping.
Shopping. All right. Yeah.
Yeah, we like to get down Tesco's about 7 o'clock.
All right. Yeah. Get all the bargains.
No. It's just beat the mob.
All right.
It's, I mean, my wife comes with me and she's not all that mobile. But because she had back in February, she had 4 days in Bournemouth after a fall.
Mm.
But, anyway, okay, it's a lovely evening. Thanks, Colin.
Jim. All right.
Yeah, see ya.
Bye then.
Bye.